Okay, so guys, this video just popped up in my feed on YouTube, and I actually want to do a reaction to this video. I actually want to watch this with you guys, because like there's a lot of talk on this metaverse. This is like using the definition, Google definition, which is really good. It's it's a hypothesized itinerary of the internet. So it's like internet 2.0, or if you want to say 5.0 and shit like that. But it's like where the internet is headed, is heading. It's just like a merge with headed and heading, where I said like heading. I'm like, damn. So it's like emerging of the internet and the subconscious of people. Pretty much that's how I would define it. So I'm gonna start over this video because I just I didn't even play much. This is as far as I went for seconds in. So let's go. Let me back this up.
Now, the best way to understand the metaverse is to experience it yourself.
Wait, before I go on, you hear that futuristic sound in the background? This is like something you would hear in an 80s film. Like not really Back to the Future or something like that, but like some 80s futuristic film. It has that retro vibe, that retro energy, but it got that synth-ish, like you can hear what do they call that instrument? Synthesizer or something, or the synth or something like that. This is a synthy kind of sound, like emerging of the past and the future. Let's go.
I definitely don't feel very well right now. And you wouldn't feel well either if you attempted to spend 24 hours living in virtual reality or the metaverse.
Damn.
Don't know what the metaverse is? That's okay. I'm not sure anyone really does. But Meta, formerly known as Facebook, Microsoft, and more, are defining it as the virtual world that is the next phase of the internet.
Like I
in this
said,
world, we have digital versions of ourselves, or avatars.
We call this the metaverse. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop.
So I decided, why wait? And
Wait. Now, I made some astrological predictions further down on, well, I'm going to upload this also to the Grey Witch channel. So if you're listening in from the Grey Witch channel, check out some of my videos on SKYYGoddessInfinityInc. Why did I title some of those? Like some of the expectations for 2022. I didn't really do a big introduction, but I did do like 3 videos on the year of the tiger, because next year, Chinese astrological wise, is the year of the tiger, and I found Chinese astrology to be really, really accurate in terms of interpreting aspects and making predictions. So yeah, so I a lot of people don't. It's not that they're against the metaverse, but they are against who is the forerunner, the person leading the battalion of systems into the metaverse, and that's Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook. Okay, so a lot of people, they don't really, you notice how the metaverse Meta, they call themselves now Meta and no longer Facebook, how the symbol that they use resembles it is the infinity. And I've been talking a lot about, there's a series that I started, what is the matrix, what is the simulation, because everything is pretty much an algorithm, a set of instructions, programs, to create a visual or a sound or whatever. Everything is algorithm. Okay, so I this is gonna come in strong next year. But of course, along the mutable years, it's just going to become stronger. okay, more popularly known and used, but this is coming in strong. Like people have already started tapping into the metaverse. Okay, so you hear them say you can meet friends and all of that. With the pandemic that is happening, is pushing the metaverse, the manifestation of the metaverse, because what it is actually doing now, people, they are like skeptical. There's this huge phobia about, you know, physically socializing or physically meeting. Now, a lot of this now, like even school, is going to be in the metaverse. Look at that. So let's go, let's listen, because like it's the whole, this world is soon pretty much dead. And like you will hardly see people on the street. Okay, they're just going to be in the astral plane, the metaverse, on some real ish. Okay, and the astral plane in this sense is um like frequencies, energies, man. It's like people's consciousness being rerouted from their body to a different plane, a different dimension, a different space and time. And that's the metaverse. So you aren't gonna be seeing much. You will see people just the same, but that is gonna cause a big gap between the physical and the subconscious. It's gonna it cause a big gap between people. Like people who are part of the metaverse, people are not. Of course, this is increasing theft, so people, they can get access to the metaverse. Okay, like these devices and all of this shit. We don't know how what the costs are going to be. Are they going to be, very cheap, that people will be able, like the common man will be able to tap into the metaverse? Or this is just for high society people, people are higher up on the socioeconomic hierarchy? And what is it going to be like? Is that this is like some films that we've seen in the past, that we saw in the past, about like the world the world here in the physical becoming pretty much, dull, more dull, because people are going to be like focusing on a whole different reality. This ain't even just being on Mars. Of course, this could be like going on Mars, and pretty much you're there in this dry desert place, but you're in the metaverse on that planet. And so it's not dry and dusty and like, because like people's bodies are gonna. I literally spoke about this. People's bodies. I didn't even know that was why, Facebook, they changed their name to Meta. I didn't even know that was why, um a lot of things were actually happening. I didn't know why they were happening. And now everything makes sense, like people's bodies being put in capsules. You watch that film with Bruce Willis. That's a prediction of the metaverse. How like people, they have, if you a guy and you want to be a chick, in the metaverse you can be a chick if you want. And it's the consciousness, your consciousness. And so still it's going to affect your physical body. Like you have an orgasm in the metaverse, it's like literally you return to your physical body, and bam. And I wonder if there are going to be flaws. Is I might be touching on certain things they're going to talk about. I wonder if there are going to be flaws where connecting to the metaverse is concerned. Or some people, are they going to be trapped in the metaverse? Like especially people who are really sensitive, like people who, have a powerful imagination, are they going to be trapped in the metaverse? You got to look at that, because this is consciousness, guys. Let's go.
I dared myself to visit the metaverse for a full 24 hours in its current, not so great state. In fact, Meta and others will tell you that the metaverse isn't even here yet. But the best way to see the start of it is through virtual reality. And since I didn't want to pop into a headset with my kids running around, I packed my bags and moved to the Holiday Inn Express around the corner. I set a few rules. The headset can come off to eat and go to the bathroom. Yes, I attempted to sleep with it on. I checked my phone only if it was urgent. I had notifications coming into the Oculus Quest 2 headset, which is made by Meta. It's about to be 6 p.m., which is the start of my metaverse journey. I've got 2 headsets in case of technical issues, and lots of apps and other things preloaded for different parts of the day and night. What could go wrong?
Welcome to Beat Saber. Now cut the cubes in the arrow direction and match the color. That was too soon. Wait for the beat. Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
She's very mean. I started with games, like Beat Saber, since right now they're the most popular use of VR. And while many games allow you to play with others, I had no real friends to play Beat Saber with that evening. So I decided to go elsewhere for some social interaction. Altspace VR, an app that allows you to hang out with other avatars in virtual venues. Okay, I'm gonna customize my avatar for a night out. I guess in the metaverse, I could have short hair. I wasn't exactly prepared for what would happen next. I guess I'll go to this campfire.
Before she says that anything else, like I said, like if you can be a chick, if you're a guy in reality, you can be a chick in the metaverse, you can. Because like, see, she's changing her hair length. It's pretty much you can be whoever you want to be in the metaverse, and that can be scary, but good, but scary. They're, you know, both, you know, polarities to look at that exist in every situation. But also, I was like, here she's saying that the only time she takes it off is like to eat, go to the bathroom and stuff like that. Pretty much the point, because like she's like saying, they say that they would say the metaverse isn't even here yet, but it is. Okay, but it's not open to the public because like people are already purchasing land. Well, this was posted uploaded a month ago. People are already purchasing land in the metaverse. A lot of people don't know about this shit, especially in these third world countries. A lot, and so few people in the first world countries even know about this. So pretty much I'm probably one of the first people, like in terms of astrologer, even commenting about this dish. I'm like, I bet I'm going to be like opening a lot of people's minds where this is concerned, because even a lot of people who don't even know that it already exists, I'm telling you, it already exists. It's just not open to the public. It's just like in the age of the supercomputers. The computers existed, but not for the public. They've existed for quite a good time before they were made commercially available, and in a size that would, you know, allow for them to be commercially available, like for sales and stuff like that, for homes and stuff like that. And also, so she's like saying, they say it's not here yet, but it is here. And like I remember what I was about to say. Pretty soon you can eat in the metaverse and you find that your stomach is full, like literally, because this is consciousness. Like this is really scientific, like explaining to someone how can electro food actually be food to your physical body. But we gonna go into this.
As soon as I was in the public area, I started hearing people talk and chat, and apparently there are no masks in the metaverse. I was dropped into an area with lots of trippy little Lego look.
Because there are no viruses in the metaverse. The metaverse is what you want it to be, okay? You could be old in the real world and you young as F in the metaverse, okay? There are no viruses there.
People, and I attempted to interview them.
Well,
Oh, wow.
well, different kinds of viruses. Let me just say that, okay? Because we know that viruses are like glitches in any system. So I retract that statement, okay? Yeah, I retract that. Because we know all programmings, they got some virus. Like this, what that we're seeing is a form of metaverse in its own sense. That's that infinity. Moving, I said this in a reading on SKYYGoddessInfinityInc, in a collective reading. I think I know. I spoke about it in one of the divine love messages, and also what is the matrix, what is the simulation. Once you move from one aspect of that loop, you are in another circle. There are pretty much two circles put together, but it's one big circle that was twisted that forms two circles, looking like two circles put together. But if you're not in one circle, one algorithm, one program, you're in the next. And so that's what they're trying to create, another loop. But there's already a loop that exists outside of this, the astral plane. And so they're trying to create a facade of the astral plane where you can pretty much manipulate energies at your will. So this is a form of witchcraft and sorcery. Not saying it's bad, because witchcraft is my game and my name, okay? Hecate. But what I'm trying to say is like, viruses will exist, but different kinds of viruses. And these viruses, I would say, are subconscious mental viruses. Like these can like fry someone's brain. I'm just imagining, and these can like actually make people act like zombies physically in this form because of shit embedded in their subconscious. But we also want to think of, them manipulating people's minds from the metaverse, downloading stuff. This is dangerous. Before I even continue, this is really dangerous. This isn't something, because like everything that comes out on the market, everybody's like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. No, man. I will stick to the minimalistic way of life. I will stick with, things that are naturally occurring, whether they're from the gods or primordial beings or, the archangels, the great spirit, because like this is gonna like manipulate a lot of people. Like literally they can download things into your subconscious, especially if you sleep with this shit on, like, and you get up and all of a sudden you want to buy a new upgrade and you were already okay with that, and the new upgrade is like $500, like 500 US or 500 euro or 500 pounds, or all of a sudden you want to buy a pair of Nike. I'm just telling you what this metaverse now can do to people. All of a sudden you decide you want to put money into that bank account, because like people, they're going to be hackers up in that area still. And also people working from these companies, Microsoft, Meta, which is really Facebook, whatever the hell they want to call themselves, like they're like, and people working, because I feel like some of these employees, they be doing ish even with people's accounts, like now social media accounts, and like the heads, they know, and they don't do ish because they're doing the same shit. You get up and all of a sudden you want to buy a plot of land from that real estate company. No, that's because they're paying Meta and Microsoft to like embed in your subconscious, especially when you're asleep or even when you're not asleep, in the music in the metaverse or whatever, in the whole atmosphere in the metaverse, for you to buy shit that you don't even want or need, but because they're just using that to make money. Like remember, this is the internet 2.0 or 5.0. Think about that. What they're going to put in people's subconscious to do. This is affecting the whole human psyche, which is worse than just attacking the body, because like the psyche affects the body and everything else. So let's go.
I want to learn what you guys do in here.
Pretty much everything that you would do in the real world.
I knew I had really
You
made
heard
friends
that?
forever when they asked me to go to a comedy club by clicking on this portal thing. The club was so obviously fake, but my presence in it and the presence of all these other people felt really real. Do you guys have wine?
Yeah, of course. Wine, everything you want, just imagine.
I even felt awkward when the comedian hit on my avatar.
The girl that was trying to find out your name, but I can't because my hands all, I'm trying to be subtle.
I spent a good amount of time in Altspace and came away thinking it's like an AOL chat room, evolved, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing. Now relax for a moment.
Well, it is a continuum of the internet.
I highly recommend meditation apps like Guided Meditation or Trip. It's oddly relaxing and peaceful. And I could lie to you and tell you I slept with the headset on the whole night, but we have this proof. I woke up feeling refreshed. I pulled up some morning reading in my web browser. Got Google News over here, the Wall Street Journal website over here, and Instagram over here on the right. And had breakfast at the foot of Machu Picchu with a llama in the National Geographic app. It's funny, this animal has legs in the metaverse. Why do animals get 4 legs in the metaverse and we get 0? And then I had a pretty fun and intense workout.
Welcome to Supernatural. Be ready for your first flow workout.
There are various types of workouts you can do in Supernatural, which involve everything from doing lunges to using controllers to hit targets.
Let's let them
Out in the metaverse is great. I got so into it, I actually lost track of time.
I have a meeting in Spatial in 1 minute. I need to change. Crap.
Yes, meetings in the metaverse are a thing. Hi, Erin. I'm Joanna. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Thanks for coming.
The idea is that instead of Zoom, you chat as avatars. My first meeting was in an app called Spatial. And of course, it required a different avatar. Yes, that's my actual face on a floating torso. I met up with the co-founder of Spatial, Anand Agarwala, in an NFT art gallery, with works from Ken Kelleher, aka Anchorball, on display.
And this is a
What do you
great
think?
stop because it turns out I'm in an NFT art gallery, which sounds like the metaverse to me.
Heck yeah.
Before I go further, this is where the world is heading. Like, people building up shops and like I literally predicted this like months ago. People building up plazas, buildings in the physical realm that don't matter. Oh, literally that don't fucking matter. There's a whole different world awakening. So like people setting up shops, like hello, people gonna be working at home, got their businesses, their business places in the metaverse, land in the metaverse. They could be in a cooped up apartment in the physical realm, but they live in a mansion in the metaverse. That's what the fuck is about to go on, guys. Meetings, business meetings, who the hell cares if you got an office? You could be the owner of a huge company in the metaverse, man. Like you got your office. You could just be in your apartment and you go to your work, your meetings. Like you got your own meeting place in the metaverse. You don't have to have that in the physical realm. You could just live in a dusty old small cooped up apartment in the physical realm. The matrix here, and the metaverse is its own form of matrix because it's like a loop on top of a loop. That's why it is happening, and this is gonna like keep repeating throughout human existence until of course there's some annihilation or apocalypse. But look at that, meetings in the metaverse.
I mean, you can't get more metaversey than a pixelated dog or these crazy heads and stuff, or these beautiful sculptures.
We also went to a campfire where I asked him about the lack of legs.
Right, the headset tracks your head and your hands, and so we can make it do realistic stuff. What are my legs supposed to do? We can't actually detect the signal from your legs. Legs are coming soon.
I quickly had to jump from that
Yeah,
meeting
I
to
can
another
imagine.
meeting as
Legs are
another
coming soon.
avatar in Horizon Workrooms, an app made by Meta, formerly known as Facebook.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like you got to really put it on the board.
You can even invite people from the real verse who happen to be on their webcams. But again, there was this real feeling of presence in the room. I felt like I was actually sitting across from my editor, Wilson.
I'm just gonna say this. They could do the opposite to prove me wrong, but I bet you there are not gonna be any fat people in the metaverse. I'm just saying. Because people, they say that, oh, they're okay with being chubby or thick or fat or obese. But yet in the metaverse, they're not gonna want to project themselves as that. I'm telling you. And then you're gonna realize that people are just a bunch of fakes.
This meeting.
It's like in Ghostbusters. I'm a full torso apparition. You don't need legs? Oh no, Jan is looking under the table. That's so scary.
Yes, meeting Metaverse is fun. Don't do it for 4 hours on end.
That was so much time in avatar meetings. My eyes hurt and my head hurts.
So what did I learn from this adventure?
You heard what she said. Her eyes hurts and her legs hurts. I wonder if like this is just randomly coming to me. I don't think it's a silly question. Like, can somebody who's physically blind, can they see in the metaverse? I think that's a smart question. Because it's like, okay, the eyes are connected to the brain. But I feel like it is more. Nah, they'd have to, maybe in a way that was a silly question because like you need your optical sense to connect, because I guess they're using the eyes. That's why she said her eyes ached, because it's pulling on the eyes, the strength of the eyes, the capability of the 3D eyes. I don't know why I keep saying 3D eyes. Maybe because they're two. And it's like from there pulling the consciousness from the brain. And it really, like I said, this is something that can affect people mentally, psychologically, optically, subconsciously. This is like, man. But I wonder if, like, for blind people, they can, if they're gonna make some for, some special ones for blind people, in which it connects to their brain in some way and creates that form of illusion as though they can see. You know, they're, don't think limited where science and technology is, and we're in the age of Aquarius. Like, technology, like I've been saying, it's gonna increase and improve, if you want to call it, and just change rapidly, because like it was also started by Jupiter in Aquarius. Okay, and then we're gonna have Jupiter in Pisces. That's like an alternate reality. Okay, that is just, that's crazy. Just me thinking about it, just like like big confusion for the mind to decipher on some Lucy kind of shit.
Other than I'd never recommend you do this? Well, a few things. It's clear why big tech companies are fighting over this. There's an opportunity to build the underlying platform here. One avatar with legs, living across games, workout apps, meetings, and more. Meta's Megan Fitzgerald told me as much.
The metaverse is not going to be built by one company, that there are other companies, organizations, creators that maybe will use our avatars and allow people to move from one place to another while still feeling like themselves.
Then there's the privacy tools and moderation. It's going to be insane, judging from my brief comedy club experience. And then headsets will need to be smaller and more comfortable and run for longer on a charge.
Thank you guys. My headset's gonna die in 5 minutes.
So yes, it's certainly the early days of the metaverse. But lock yourself in a room like this, and you can really see the potential.
So she said, that woman, Megan Fitzgerald, she said, it's not going to be created by one company. There's several companies. It's like, it's the internet. It's the internet, just the same, but on a different scale, from a completely wider, different, more realistic perspective. It is not just looking at your phone, but it's actually, it's like your whole body being there, not just you gazing on your phone. So it's still the internet, but it's a higher version, because like the internet, it's just gonna be a predecessor of the or a predecessor, however you pronounce that, a predecessor, that's how I pronounce it, to the metaverse. It's the earlier stage of the metaverse. Okay, it's what's given rise to the metaverse. It's still the internet, but it's on a whole different scale, a whole different experience or reality. It's its own reality. So like now because like I heard about it, I'm like, I need to fully understand what the fuck this is about, man. Now I understand. Just tell me that it's a newer version of the internet, of socializing, interacting, because people, they have interviews, like you heard what she said, via Zoom and stuff. It's like a whole different level, on a whole different scale. Okay. And yeah, so she said that, and so and I actually said that before, and it's like that, but that's a confirmation. So it's like, yeah, on a different level, different scale. People won't meet that much in the physical realm, but you're still gonna have some of us, like myself, who are natural, like me. It's a cool idea of being there, but I'm worried about being trapped there, in a mental kind of way. Not just me, but other people, like in terms of frequencies and energies. It's like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't say it's for everybody. Thinking from an astrological, intuitive perspective, it's a dope idea, but there are concerns, and there can be ramifications, because they already have done scientific studies about the internet, and specifically social media platforms that are affecting, or mentally and physically affecting, especially the younger population. Just imagine what the metaverse can do. And that's why so many people are prompting Mark Zuckerberg to be open for investigation, so they can ensure there are no flaws or tomfoolery going on, because like if you're going to be a part of creating and initiating the metaverse, you cannot be toxic, because that's people's lives, people's consciousness, people's businesses, like people password and people, stuff being open. Like some of these people could go into your accounts, your bank accounts, and clean your bank account out, like hacker kind of shit, because everything you open in the metaverse, you're no longer using a phone. Like phones are gonna become obsolete. I literally said that in a prediction for the year of the tiger, the year of the Three of Pentacles. There's going to be a change in how people communicate, and that's coming in next year. It might not be to the greater public, like people they be talking about school going to reopen. That shit ain't gonna happen. Whatever is supposed to happen to hinder that, it's gonna happen. But there's going to be a change next year. Meetings are in the metaverse. Schools, including school, business meetings, political meetings, political rallies, all them shit go into the metaverse. Also real-ish. You see what she was using? She wasn't using a phone. That's the handset that they use, but it's not really a handset. It's like a goggle-like thing that they put over. I don't remember what she called that. Put over the eyes. And two circular things, like I said, double circle, that's the infinity. Two circles, you see how that comes back around? One for one arm, for one hand, and one for the other hand. And she uses her eyes to see, and she uses her hands to to move around, make selections, and all kinds of stuff like that in the metaverse. Sure, there can still be phone companies, because not everybody is going to want to be in the metaverse, but over time, that's going to become the norm. Just like using a phone is the norm. It wasn't the norm some time ago, like especially in Jamaica, it wasn't the norm like 20 years ago, or 21, 22 years ago. Just few people had like a cable and wireless, like what they call house phones, fridge. They call them fridge, like big cellular phones. But it wasn't a lot of people. It was just a few people, like people who had money, they would stay, or people who don't care to, get them or invest in them. But that's how it's going to be. But phones are going to become obsolete. I just got to say that. Because pretty much every app is going to be on that. Just put that over your eye and you start to move. Games are on them. Okay? Games are in the metaverse. Everything is in the metaverse. Okay? So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Namaste. Comment below. I'm gonna leave the comment area open for you guys. Comment below and let me know what is your take on on this. Of course, like and subscribe. Namaste.